When I was a freshman in college, we had assigned dinner hours. The freshmen would go at 4:30, the sophomores at 5, the juniors at 5:30, and the seniors at 6. Mass was at 5 o'clock. So I would go to Mass, and then consequently I would have to end up in the dining hall with the seniors. So I would sit by myself on that one table that was all alone with nobody else there, because I was trying to quickly choke down my food since I felt completely intimidated by the seniors. It would be myself, one senior, and then 3 or 4 professors. And occasionally another student would come in every now and then. But that was generally the crowd. I didn't know any of them, and I basically minded my own business and smiled, but that was about all. Well, after about a month of this daily Mass routine, I went to the dining hall and sat in my usual spot alone at the table, and I saw that senior guy that was at Mass coming with his tray, walking towards my table. It was kind of like one of those scenes from a movie, you know? My heart was beating, and I'm thinking, oh no, what's this guy up to now? What am I gonna get? You know, I'm a freshman, he's a senior, blah, blah, blah. Well, I looked at my tray, and I tried to eat faster without choking. And he came up to me, and he said, hey, do you mind if I join you? And I said, no, go ahead. And then he introduced himself. He said, my name is Brian Harkins. And he said, I'm from New Jersey, and he started talking to me, and he said, you know, I just want you to know I really respect the fact that you go to Mass every day, and I see you there. I'm really inspired by that. And I just wanted to tell you that. And then he proceeded to have this wonderful conversation with me. And then after that, every day, he came and sat with me at dinner. And if he didn't, he would introduce me to some of the other seniors and bring me to their table to sit with them. Jesus said in the gospel, you are the light of the world. Your light must shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your heavenly Father. Brian Harkins was a light in my darkness. And ever since meeting him, I learned how easy it can be to be a light for another person. When I was working at IBM, I liked to attend the 7 a.m. Mass on Sunday morning. That was my Mass. During the week, I would go 6:30 a.m., but on Sundays, it was 7. So I went to the 7 a.m. Mass every Sunday. Well, it was one very cold sort of spring morning in New York, and I went to Mass as usual on Sunday, and when I got there, the doors were locked, and I couldn't understand why. And so while I began to ponder this, the little Sicilian old lady across the street, Mrs. Silvestri, was calling me and motioning me to come to her door. So I went over to her, and in very broken English, she said, Timmy, you forgot to set your clock ahead. And I said, Mrs. Silvestri, you're right. I realized it. So I was an hour early for Mass. But she said, it's okay, come in. So she let me into her house. And she proceeded to fix me a cup of espresso coffee and to share her faith with me, and especially her love of the Blessed Mother. Now, the espresso, if I were to describe to you what it tasted like, I would imagine a combination of mud and tar mixed together and what that might taste like. And I drank the whole cup. It was absolutely atrocious. I mean, it was so bad. I just thank God that I have like a Teflon-coated stomach. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened. But her warmth and welcoming attitude to me was so abundantly flavorful to my heart that I will never forget the joy on her face to share time and to share her faith with me. Jesus said, "You are the salt of the earth." Mrs. Silvestri was the salt of the earth that gave flavor to my heart. You know, being a light to the world, or the salt of the earth, is not about impressing anyone, but rather it's about simply doing an act of love without even recognizing we're doing it. And I bet everyone here can reflect on the people who have done this for you and taught you to do the same, the way Brian Harkins and Mrs. Silvestri have done for me. They are the ones who show Christianity in action. They show love in action. They show me how the love of one person can start a tidal wave that can spread across the whole world. So please, challenge me to be that one person, because I can assure you that I'm going to challenge you to be that one person.